Welcome back to Just a Bit Offside. I am Fish.
K-Dog.
We are going to talk about NFL free agency part 2 because we did do a part 1. We'll link that up here in the corner. It was a great show, but so much, it'll be right here.
Right there?
But so much has happened since then.
Yeah, it's lots going on.
That we had to do more. We had to do another show. So we'll get into all the crazy rumors about Aaron Rodgers, Lamar Jackson. We'll save that for the end.
Yeah.
We have to talk about who I think is the team that's actually winning free agency right now.
The big winner.
And you're gonna say that we're crazy. If we had this conversation 2 months ago, you'd be like, you're nuts.
Yeah.
The Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, they're killing it.
They are killing free agency.
Yeah.
So it all kicked off, and this is actually part of our last show, that they had traded up from the 9th spot to the number 1 pick overall, sneaking past the Houston Texans to trade with the Bears.
Yeah.
And snag the first overall pick, presumably, obviously, to get Bryce Young at quarterback. But
Nope.
there's a bunch of rumors.
Nope. They're saying
They're going to go quarterback.
but they're leaning CJ Stroud.
CJ Stroud.
That's what I heard.
It'll be super interesting draft day. The draft's going to be in April, I believe. So coming up soon. But the Panthers snuck in there with the first overall pick, so they had that going for them.
Gotcha.
And then they've just been acquiring pieces like crazy since then.
All right.
With free agency. So number 1 is they picked up Vikings wide receiver Adam Thielen.
That's a good pickup.
So that was pretty good. They also picked up tight end Hayden Hurst from the Bengals. And then the piece de resistance, and I'm a little sad about this as an Eagles fan, running back Miles Sanders.
Yep.
So 3 huge pieces.
Yeah.
They also signed Andy Dalton.
Yeah, he's a backup.
So great
all right.
backup.
Nothing wrong with
Depending on which rookie they draft, if that player needs
Yeah.
some time, you can start the Red Rocket and win a couple of games.
There's a big thing that goes on in the NFL. It's been going on for years.
Okay.
And it started in the late 70s, but they said having a redhead in your roster, it's good luck.
It's good luck.
It's good luck. It's good luck.
Now they have 2 because they got Hayden Hurst.
And it's going to
from
be
the Bengals.
They're doubling down.
They got double gingers.
They're doubling down.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So the Red Rocket on there as well. And then the Panthers had to deal some players away as well. They sent former running back Donta Foreman to the Bears, and as well as their backup QB they don't need anymore, who we highlighted last season with a viral hot take on Instagram.
I know who you're talking about.
We took a lot of heat for that. We were on him a little bit.
Yeah.
It was PJ Walker.
PJ Walker.
So all the people who were coming to PJ's defense,
he played all right.
You can eat it now because he's gone.
Well, he's gone. So there you go.
Gone.
There you go.
He's going to be on the Bears. So the Panthers,
the Bears made a lot of moves too.
They did make a lot of. They also acquired Packers tight end Robert Tonyan.
Yeah. That division now, my Packers are just doing nothing except trying to get rid of Rodgers
and dealing Randall Cobb.
They're just going to get rid of everybody just to clear house. But I don't even want to talk about the Packers, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But the Lions and the Bears are making moves.
The Lions,
Minnesota's not doing. So,
which is kind of surprising. They got rid of Adam Thielen, maybe for salary cap purposes, but there was talk about whether or not Kirk Cousins would go anywhere, and it doesn't look like it right now. But they're also not really acquiring players. So what are the Vikings doing, and what are the Packers doing? I mean, the Packers are selling off everybody. And then, of course, we'll get into the Aaron Rodgers thing in a bit. But the Bears making some moves that we just mentioned. Of course, my Eagles making a few moves. They sent Miles Sanders to the Panthers, which we just mentioned. They did lock down Darius Slay, so that was good. But they dealt a very good. He was actually the NFL interceptions leader in Gardner Johnson to the Lions on a 1-year deal for $8 million.
Yeah, Lions are packing up, baby.
So the Lions are doing really well. They're making some moves this offseason.
Yeah, Eagles lost a bunch of defensive players, actually.
Yeah.
That's all right.
They did manage to keep Fletcher Cox and Jason Kelsey.
He's coming back.
He is coming back on a 1-year deal as well. He was rumored whether he was going to retire or not.
Oh, he wants a rematch with his brother.
That's good. Yeah.
He wants another Super. That'd be an awesome Super Bowl rematch,
Kelsey
right?
Bowl.
Let's go.
Kelsey Bowl.
It's on.
Yeah. I also felt like the Bills, they swapped running backs.
Yeah.
So they got rid of Devin Singletary to the Texans,
right?
Who are also making some great moves. We'll talk about the Texans in a minute.
Which is weird because it's the Texans.
It's the Texans, but they're actually making some really good offseason moves.
Yeah.
So they picked up Damian Harris from the Patriots and dealt Devin Singletary to the Texans. I don't know if Damian Harris is an upgrade.
Yeah, I don't know.
For the Bills, I thought after the Josh Allen restructuring his deal,
they were
going to go for Austin Eckler.
I still think they are.
So you think
Stephon Diggs redid his deal as well?
Oh,
they both restructured to free up some cash.
Yeah,
I think they're going for Eckler. It's insane that nobody's going for Eckler.
Do you think then that Damian Harris was acquired to be a backup and getting rid of Singletary?
Yeah,
and then they're you still feel like the Bills are doing something to bring in a better running
You're ridiculously moronic if you don't. He led it in rushing and receiving.
Yeah, he was a wicked for fantasy purposes. Yeah. Austin Eckler was one of the best running backs you could have.
Like, it was insane. Yeah, like, how do you do that?
Yeah.
Like, come on. Like, seriously. And he can't, and his deal is like $6.5 million or something. What? You're not going to give this guy $10 million?
Yeah, for that kind of production,
the franchise tag's $10 million. Give him $10 million.
Give him 10.
Give him $40 million over 3 years. Do it. Like, it's ridiculous. What's this? Derrick Henry's making what? $14.5 million.
He's the highest paid.
He's highest. $14.5 million. Honestly, Austin Eckler is worth $14.5 million. I bet you he'll take 12 a year.
I bet 10. I think he would take 10.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you give it to him? I don't get it. Running backs are getting on right now. It really sucks.
So it'd be interesting to see where Austin Eckler ends up. Next, we definitely want to talk about the Texans because they are making some moves. They did get the number 1 pick taken away from them as far as swapping with the Bears with the 1-2.
Yeah, that was funny.
And the Panthers just got right in there. So the Houston Texans are like, oh, and they're definitely going to get whatever quarterback the Panthers don't take.
Yeah.
They will be happy with, whether it's C.J. Stroud or it's Bryce Young.
Yeah.
They'll get whichever one the Panthers don't take. And then they're making moves. So they picked up tight end Dalton Schultz, who actually, as an Eagles fan, I thought Dalton Schultz had a great season with the Cowboys.
I was shocked that the Cowboys let him go.
Right.
Yeah.
And the Cowboys cut Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah.
So they did franchise tag Tony Pollard, but now you don't have your tight end and your star running back, but they haven't acquired anybody else.
Yeah. Oh,
so what are the Cowboys
picked up Brandon Cooks.
Sorry, they did get Brandon Cooks.
But everybody's kind of that deal because Brandon Cooks has been on like 4 teams in 5 seasons.
Yeah.
He doesn't produce that well. They keep going back to, why didn't you keep Amari Cooper?
Yeah, that was a huge loss.
Like, that's what you need.
He's
and then
way better.
Dalton Schultz, why did you let him? You needed him.
Even getting Brandon Cooks is not a replacement for a tight end and your star, your running back.
Yeah. So many teams need tight ends right now.
Yeah.
And you needed Dalton Schultz.
Yeah.
I don't even get that play.
That was interesting. So I was gonna mention Brandon Cooks. The Cowboys got a 5th round 2023 pick and a 6th round 2024 pick. And they cut Ezekiel Elliott and they traded Dalton Schultz to the Texans.
I don't get it. I don't get what Dallas. I never get what Dallas does. I don't know.
Now, also the Kansas City Chiefs are giving away wide receivers left and right.
Yeah, they seem to be in the wide receiver sale
department.
Sale department, I guess you call it.
So they dealt Juju Smith-Schuster to the Patriots.
Yeah.
And the Patriots, I'm assuming this was to replace Jacoby Myers, who went to the Raiders.
Correct.
But then they also dealt McCole Hardman.
Correct.
So the Jets are racking up wide receivers.
Yeah.
So now they have McCole Hardman from the Chiefs. And on Aaron Rodgers' wish list, they signed Alan Lazard.
Right.
So they're also in the Odell Beckham Jr. conversation.
And DeAndre Hopkins conversation.
For the Jets. That's crazy. Are you talking about going to the Chiefs?
I'm saying the Chiefs.
Sorry, the Chiefs. I was talking about the Jets acquiring wide receivers.
Oh yeah, the Jets are probably the Jets are also in the OBJ market because Rodgers wants OBJ as well.
And Dallas was in that conversation as well.
I think Dallas is out now.
So Odell Beckham Jr. actually, we might as well talk about this now.
Yeah.
Had recent, like when he was becoming available, demanded 15 to 20 million a season.
He's saying now that he's
going to take less because nobody jumped on
He's
that.
backtracking on that.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll take 20. And then no one gave him 20. He's like, well, all right, I'll take 12. You know?
This reminds me, and don't get me wrong, but I think this is a fair comparison that Odell Beckham Jr. is Chris Tucker from the early 2000s.
Okay.
Chris Tucker, if you don't know movie star Chris Tucker, did Rush Hour and then started demanding $20 million a picture.
Because they gave him $20 million for Rush Hour 2.
For Rush Hour 2.
Because Rush Hour 1 did so well, so they gave him $20 million for part 2.
And before that, he had like a side role in The Fifth Element. And then, of course, one of our favorite movies of all time, Money Talks. We got to pop up the poster here.
Classic.
Absolute classic. And then he was, give me $20 million.
For everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
So there was that Chris Rock movie.
Head of State.
And Chris Rock did it because he only took 10.
Yeah.
And Chris Rock was like, I'll do it for 10.
Yeah.
But Chris Tucker only demanded 20 million. So this is what reminded me, I think it's a fair comparison, is early 2000s Chris Tucker and Odell Beckham Jr. now is just like, no, I want 20 million.
Wow. You're going to start the negotiations high. You know?
I guess so.
You got to shoot for the moon, right?
But he is backtracking. He is off of 2 ACLs.
Yeah, it's interesting.
On the same knee.
Yeah.
And so he is a great player. Don't get me wrong. But you're getting up there in age. You've had 2 ACLs tear on you on the same knee. You can't go asking for 20 million.
I think it's the Bills, the Giants, obviously the Jets, but I don't know if the Jets have the cash for it.
Yeah.
And then Kansas City's kind of been thrown around.
Cleveland would go back to Cleveland. I've heard that thrown around.
I don't know.
A little bit.
Someone's going to sign him, but I don't know.
It won't be for 20 million.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I think Buffalo's got to put their money into Eckler. That's my opinion. So that's just me.
And also, so the Jets, to make room for all these new wide receivers, they dealt Elijah Moore to the Browns. That actually just happened recently.
Yeah, yesterday for a pick. And they did it because they want to get another pick because they're going to try to give that pick to the Packers. That's why they need the pick. Because they're trying to put a collection of picks together to the Packers because they don't want to give up their 13th pick.
Yeah.
In the first round.
In this round.
And the Packers are like, we want the 13th pick.
Yeah.
And they're like, we don't want to give you the 13th pick. And they're like, we want the 13th pick. So it's really interesting.
It'll be interesting.
It's interesting, yeah.
So the Jets making a ton of moves, and this Rodgers thing has still not happened. Before we get into Aaron Rodgers, let's quickly talk about the latest Lamar Jackson rumors.
Nothing.
And that was actually, he had a representative, because he doesn't have an agent.
Right.
He had a representative from his team put out a release saying that he will now be open to offers that do not include fully guaranteed. So hopefully that will entice some teams to now make a move on Lamar. And then since it's a non-exclusive franchise tag, the Ravens have a chance to match it, or the team that does take Lamar would give 2 first-round picks.
It's such a mess.
It's a mess.
It's such a mess.
It'd be over a year ago if Lamar Jackson had an agent. That's just my opinion.
It's such a nasty divorce right now.
Yeah.
So how is this going to play out? So I hear Indy's in the game. You know?
Yeah, Indy, the Titans.
Yeah, they think Jim Irsay is a crazy enough owner that he'll throw his hat in the ring, and he's a cowboy, and he'll do it. He'll go for it, right? And so they throw a deal out. I'll give you $200 million, whatever, blah 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 blah. Okay, Baltimore says no, we'll match it. Well, you're still stuck on Baltimore, but you don't want to be there.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a preseason. But from Indy's point of view, you got to throw him. You're already gonna pay. You got to pay him $200 million.
But now he's saying he'll take not fully guaranteed.
Who cares? He's still gonna expect at least $40 million a season.
Yeah.
So you're gonna pay this guy $40 million a season. He's worth $40 million a season. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson is worth $40 million a season.
Could you make it conditional based on availability? Because that's one of his issues that he hasn't finished the last 2 seasons.
But I don't even care about that. The problem is he's worth $40 million. Pay him $40 million. The problem is to get him now, you also got to give up 2
first round picks.
So you got to give 2 first round picks. And you got to pay him $40 million.
Yeah.
That's a triple punch. It's just take the one punch, $40 million on your books. I got that. He's worth $40 million. I'm going to give him the $40 million. He's worth $40 million. But now I got to give him. They're just speed bagging your nuts. I'm sorry. It's so much. It's just.
Another rumor, just to finish the Lamar Jackson issue, is they'll wait until after the draft. So those 2 first-round picks will be the next 2 seasons. So that's another possibility.
Yeah. It's also better for the Packers if they wait till after June 1st because the cap hit's not so much and blah, blah, blah. It's a mess.
So that's the latest in the Aaron Rodgers thing.
I was talking about Aaron Rodgers. We were talking about
Lamar. But still, it's a great segue on to the last part of this show, which is about the Aaron Rodgers stuff. So he went on the Pat McAfee show and said that he definitely intends to sign with the Jets.
Yeah.
But they need to work out all the compensation.
Yeah.
But so despite all the rumors before, we actually have words out of his mouth saying he will sign with the Jets.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of when and for how much. So that led into all this other stuff, like his demand to the Jets of players they wanted them to acquire for free agency, which they did pick up a couple of them. Yeah. But they're also talking about tight end Mercedes Lewis from the Packers. They were talking Tanyan's off the table now. They did sign Lazard.
Yeah.
And Odell Beckham Jr.'s name was also thrown in there.
And Randall Cobb.
There'll
be no problem getting Randall Cobb.
No, they can get Randall Cobb for a cob of corn.
You're good.
I
like Randall Cobb. I think he's great, but he's
old.
He's 40. So,
but anyway, all that being said, the Rodgers thing now comes down to how much and when. I think the money is pretty much set. It's like all the picks and other compensation.
Yeah.
And will it be bonuses based on performance? Will, how will they structure this deal? But you had brought up a great point is, will this be done anytime soon? Or are we going to wait until June? Yeah. Because then it's $60 million less off the cap for the Packers?
No, it's like a $40 million cap hit now. And it's a $15 million cap hit after June 1st. Okay. So it's a substantial amount of money.
It makes sense for the Packers to slow their roll. The season is not until September. Yeah. Of course you want to get this done before summer, before OTAs and training camp and all that stuff. Because Rodgers needs to learn everything for the Jets. But if they wait until June, they're going to save a ton of money off the cap rather than doing this deal now. The only way I could see the Packers doing the deal now is they get better compensation as far as picks and stuff now, or they say, hey, you can save yourself that cap hit and wait until June, but then it's this much.
I think that
would be interesting.
Well, the Jets are playing hardball because the Packers have made it way too abundantly clear that they don't want Rodgers anymore.
They're going to be starting Jordan Love.
Yeah, you've made it way too obvious. So the Jets are like, we know you don't want him. And as crazy as it sounds, because it's Aaron Rodgers, and I'm a Packers fan, there's no market for Rodgers.
No, it's Jets or nothing.
It's Jets or nothing, right? Yeah. That's it. It's just, this is the only market. So the Jets are going, no one else is knocking on your door, But I think the Packers are digging their heels going, he's a Hall of Famer. He's a 4-time MVP. He's a Super Bowl winner. Yeah. We're taking that 13th pick. So I don't think they're going to back off the 13th pick. I don't think the Jets are going to give them the 13th pick. So I think this is going until June. I think this is going to be a while.
If this goes till June, then they're 100% drafts over. You're not getting that 13th pick.
Yeah.
And then they'll do the deal, and the Packers save on the cap hit. So,
but if it doesn't happen, the Jets are they're going to have to take Cam Newton.
Yeah, well, we should have mentioned that. There's some great video. Hopefully we can show a clip here.
Yeah.
Cam Newton went to I think it was the Alabama Pro Day.
No, it's Auburn.
Auburn Pro Day?
It was his brother his brother's a wide receiver.
Got it.
So he was throwing to his brother during Pro Day.
Nice.
Which is cool.
So teams could see there, and Cam Newton went on social media and said, there's no way, I'm going to try and get the quote correct, there's no way there's 32 other dudes better than me.
Yeah, he didn't quite say
something like that.
He said,
I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah,
I'm saying it nicely.
Yeah, he didn't say it that
I think he said it in a very offensive way.
Yeah, but he's right. Cam Newton can still play.
So he went to the Auburn Pro Day, threw some balls, and I think that's great. Like, there's teams out there, like we've mentioned before, there's the 49ers haven't said anything about what's going on with their quarterback situation other than dealing Jimmy G to the Raiders, who signed for dirt cheap.
Right.
And so there's that. There's the Titans.
Yeah.
The Dolphins are saying that Tua is going to be fine, but what if the third game of the season he gets concussed? He's done for the rest of his life. He's out.
What people are saying is that they feel that Cam Newton feels because he said there ain't no 32 quarterbacks better than me. He wants a starting job. And that's where I don't think he's going to get a starting job.
He's not going to get a starting job.
And they were saying you could be a backup to Patrick Mahomes. Do you know what I mean? And you could be a backup at Buffalo.
Yeah.
Buffalo would be a great backup. But you're not going to get a starting job.
Brian Hoyer, I believe, retired. There's a few people that retired.
I think that the Bills' backup was Case Keenum, and they dealt him.
Yeah.
They dealt him.
Yeah.
I think he's on Houston. I don't know. But anyways, you could go be a backup in Buffalo.
Tampa Bay.
Yeah, Tampa, you could back up Baker. You and Baker, come on, you guys have a party. You guys go to the casino after the game. Have a good time. But you're not.
It's interesting.
You're not going to get a starting job, unfortunately.
I think Cam Newton deserves to be in the NFL. He's still young. He in his prime. We're talking 240.
Yeah. Oh, he's
6'5". He's a monster.
He was a monster. He was a running back that could.
But he could throw.
Yeah.
He could throw. They actually made it to that one Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But he still has some juice left. I
hope somebody picks him up.
I hope he takes his ego in a check and he actually signs with the team as a backup, and then with a team where it's a very good possibility you could start some games.
I hope they pick him up. I hope they pick him up. It'd be an awesome story.
Prove yourself that way and then get a starting job.
Did we talk about Baker?
Not really, but I think we did on the previous show.
Okay, because I'm pulling for Baker.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield as the Bucs' new starter. I think that's great. It's a great fit. There's a lot still going on. This is just more that happened since the last show.
Yeah.
So we really want to do a show here and catch up on more NFL free agency. There'll be more to come, especially leading up to the draft. We'll have to do a draft show. That'll be awesome. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you're following Just a Bit Offside on social media for more bonus content. For this show, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell us in the comments who you think is having the best free agency right now. I say it's the Panthers or maybe the Texans. Maybe the Lions.
I don't know.
The Panthers.
It's hard to say.
I vote the Panthers.
All right.
Anyway, thank you guys so much. Until next time, I'm Fish.
K-Dog.
We'll see you again soon.
Peace.